This is the oncoming storm. Like and subscribe. Join our Discord channel. You'll find the link right underneath this video. That being said, there is a lie moving through the community that a number of people are propagating, and you really need to hear it. There is an idea that at some point athletic falls off, that it becomes less useful. Now, there's a problem with this thought process. Most games, they apply static buffs, and those gacha games apply the static buff after all the multiplicative ones. So, a percentage is based on your base strength as opposed to your strength with the static buff. But Bloodline's Heroes of Lithas is different. Bloodline Heroes of Lithas applies the athletic trait, the static boost, before it adds percentages. So the calculation puts this at the beginning, which means brutal, which is a strength increase of 43%, is not added to your base strength, but to your strength with athletic included. Then we come over here to the buff on male ASIN. That strength is also a percentage buff. Again, athletic is applied before that in the calculation.
Good to see you again.
Lionstone. We're looking at increasing the attack speeds on these, not by a little bit, but by 400% at the best. At her strongest, she increased strength by 400%. Now I gotta ask you, do you want that added to your base strength? Let's do this. In this case, 315,000 strength at the epic level. Do you want it at 315,000 strength? Or do you want to include athletic, where we just flat out
Fire is a powerful ally and a deadly enemy.
add 14,000 strength? So there's 14,000 strength added to your base strength. 14,000 times 400 is not inconsequential. It's not going to taper off. And the reason it's not going to taper off is because of where it sits in the calculation. You should never be trying to get rid of athletic. You should be looking to push the higher athletics onto there. But unless you have a way to specifically make up for this at the beginning of the calculation, no one should be considering tossing athletic aside as a trait. Athletic is powerful. It will stay powerful. Brutal benefits from it. Fierce benefits from it. See, the male ASIN strength buff benefits from it. The female Lionstone strength buff benefits from it. There is no point, because of where they put the static buff in the calculations, there is no point that athletic becomes redundant. that athletic gets overrun. Because every time your increases are multiplicative, that comes first. And when athletic is added first, every time you have a multiplicative buff, that's going to be boosted by athletic. I don't care if you're 300, level 400, level 500 on these. Math doesn't lie. There's no point where this becomes nothing, because all the boosts that these other creators have been pushing and saying, but this will be more. Almost all of them are multiplicative, which means they come after the athletic buff. Yes, 14,000 does not sound all that impressive whenever you look at these top numbers and the strength is 427,000. Then you add 15,000 to 427. It doesn't sound all that impressive. But if you're doing it before your multiplicative bonuses, look at this. Female Ignis at 15 stars has 685,000. Do you think it's a coincidence that the level 22 athletic buff is 15,000 strength? That means you would put her at 700,000. And everything multiplies from there. It's at the beginning of the calculation. And that simple fact makes all the difference. Nothing mathematically can make athletic redundant because of where it sits in the calculations. I've listened to a number of the content creators, and a couple have pointed out that they've talked with the developers and can confirm that the static increases are added before the multiplicative ones. If this was like other gacha games, and the static increases came after the multiplicative bonuses, all of these creators would be right who are saying athletic will fall off. But because it comes first, because athletic comes first, because athletic
Good to see you again. Hi, Guardian.
is 15,000 base strength added directly to your base strength. That's at level 22. But it doesn't matter which level of athletic you have. It's still added to the base, and then all the other bonuses are applied afterwards. It cannot be outgrown. It cannot be overshadowed. Athletic is always a top-tier trait of equal value to things like brutal, because strength is the premier trait in this entire game. If they're telling you different, they haven't done all the math, because it comes down to a simple place where that bonus coming before the multiplicative ones negates the idea that it can be outgrown. This has been the Oncoming Storm. Have a good day. Don't forget to use athletic.